Joe Jones has been the Toastmaster for quite some period of time, a long time. He runs a number of special programs that reach out and help individuals who are looking for jobs and looking to change their career. And his introduction is this. He says, Joe Jones teaches the nuances of job search to thousands of people through his Career Ministries organization and his Transition Masters programs. He sees 20 to 50 unemployed people each week. There are many stories of how people found a way to support themselves. This one is called A Lady Named Adelaide. Please welcome Joe Jones.
It was 10:30 in the evening, and the phone rings. And I was hoping that it wasn't an emergency or something frivolous. The reason I know it was 10:30 was because Karen and I go to bed at 10 o'clock every night, because she has to get up and go to work early the next morning. So we hit the sack at 10 o'clock. If we really feel like living life dangerously and on the edge, we might stay up to 10:15. So the phone rang, and I picked it up, and at the other end I heard this lady say, "Is this Mr. Jones?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And she said, "My name is Adelaide, and I heard you on TV." I'd been on a national TV show, Christian Television Broadcast Network. And she said, "I wanted to know if you could help me. I'm trying to figure out how to find work or support myself." So I asked her, I said, "Well, tell me a little bit about yourself." And the lady is 65 years old. She lives alone in a home that was given to her by her sister, so the home's paid for. And all she needs is to make enough money to pay the taxes on the home and the insurance on the home, and she gets Social Security. So she doesn't need a lot, but she needs a way to sustain herself. And then she added, "I've been blind since birth." So I asked her, I said, "Well, what have you done in the past to support yourself?" And she said, "I knit baby booties, baby blankets, and baby hats." And I'm thinking, how am I going to help this lady? 65 years old, blind since birth, and she makes her living by knitting baby booties, baby blankets, and baby hats. She said, "The biggest problem I've got is I don't have a way to sell what I make." And so we talked for a few minutes. She was a fine lady, and I wanted to do what I could to help her, but this was a tough assignment. And so I thought about it the next day. I thought, what can I do to help her? And I came up with this crazy idea. A couple of days later, I placed an ad on Craigslist for someone who markets craft items over the internet, thinking on the wild chance there might be someone out there who does that who could help Adelaide.
That's it.
Almost a week went by, and then I got an email from a gentleman who was a member of 2 different churches. He was a stay-at-home dad. His wife worked, and he took care of 2 children, and he makes his living by marketing craft items on the internet. So I checked him out. I called him up, we met, talked with him, and verified who he was, who he said he was, and I connected him with Adelaide. So Adelaide now had someone who could help her market her baby booties, baby blankets, and baby hats. Now, can you imagine someone being blind since birth? How can they do that? Such a visual thing. But she did it, and she learned how to do it, in spite of her lack of vision. 2 days after I introduced Adelaide to Jack, this guy that markets products over the internet, I had a meeting at Faith Church out on Sheldon Road with the pastor, his wife, and some of the members of his board of directors. They wanted to discuss starting a career ministry at their church, which is where you help people who are looking for work. Towards the end of the meeting, I told him about Adelaide and how sometimes things work and we're not sure if it's coincident or not. And he said, Mr. Jones, I want you to tell that lady, Adelaide, that we've got a retail store across the street and we'll sell everything she can make. So Adelaide's doing okay. And I see a lot of job seekers every week, and I hear a lot of stories about how they can't find work, about how they're too old, about how they don't have a degree. And when I start to hear those comments, I look them in the eye and I say, let me tell you a story.